Wednesday, obviously, Davies went down after the game, kind of just expecting him to be out. Just curious, in the 2 days since, is there a more definitive timetable?
Davies will be out probably 2 to 4 weeks, lower body.
And then for tonight, starting goaltender?
Ticker is going to start tonight.
Does he have an advantage? I mean, he's, I think, 2-0-1 against Utica. Do you like starting a guy who's seen the team a few times?
I mean, I don't put a ton of stock into it, unless it's a bigger sample size. Housey had a pretty big sample size in Utica, and so we did lean towards Hauser last year down the stretch in Utica. It's time to get Ticker back in there. We have 3 right now, and it's obviously you're trying to manage that. It's a unique building to play in, and obviously he's been good there, so that definitely factors in a little bit. But more probably it was just time to get him back in the net.
Your whole team looked pretty good on Wednesday night. Collective effort, which you said kind of needed in the morning to give yourself a chance to win. I don't know if Tyson Kozak flies under the radar or not, but he was so good defensively, it looked like, in addition to being able to contribute offensively. Like, how good was that game for him?
Kozak, you could easily argue Kozak's our best defensive forward. He's right in the mix with guys like Brandon Byro, for that top category of defensive forwards. So he wins faceoffs. He's a great penalty killer. He blocks like an insane amount of shots. And there's offense in there. We know, we see it in practice. I've seen his offensive game grow so much in the last 12 to 15 months. And it was great to see him get rewarded on Wednesday with a goal and an assist. I think that, he's a young player. This is a hard league for any 19, 20-year-old type of player. And he's a young player that's now established kind of what he is. And his defensive game and his physical play and his penalty killing is going to be the thing that's his calling card in his career and why he gets the NHL. But there's more offense in there, and hopefully this is a little springboard for him.
Collectively as a team, how aligned was Wednesday's performance with the identity you try to play with?
It was pretty aligned. We weren't perfect, though. I mean, like, you never are. Like, sometimes goaltending skews your thoughts on a game. And Comrie was excellent, and I think, their goalie was probably just okay. And so I think that we were very good, but I don't think that game was very dissimilar to much of the last 15 games. I think in 14 of our last 15 games, we've graded out our team. We don't grade them on this letter scale, but when we grade out our team, it would be a B or an A in like 14 of our last 15. And sometimes results get skewed in other people's minds by goaltending one side or the other. And we've played some elite goaltenders in the last 15 games, a lot of them, and I think that's part of the reason the numbers were down. And Comrie gave us a really strong effort. That game easily could have been 3-2 in the third period, and we're holding on for a hard-fought 1-goal win. So, that's goaltending is a big part of that.
So, I mean, was it more or less kind of, because you mentioned the last 14 or 15 being like this, was it more or less just finally getting rewarded with all those scoring chances going in?
Yeah. And again, I think Lehigh's goalie was just okay that night. Now, I think we did things to stress him. We've been getting to the net more. We're screening goalies on a more consistent basis. The first goal is a great example of that. It's a harmless point shot if there's nobody at the net. And that would just be an easy glove save, and there'd be a whistle, and no one would think anything of it. But you had Murray and Rusek providing a double screen, and now that harmless point shot becomes a goal. And now you're up 1-0 a minute and a half into the game, right? So we are doing more things consistently to stress our opponent's goaltender, and it was good to see you guys get rewarded.
I don't think Utica necessarily has a lot of surprises when you see a team as much as you have, but it looks like they've been playing better hockey of late. They got out of last in the division. They're starting to climb a bit. Are you seeing anything different on video that they're doing?
You know, they're 4-1 in their last 5, maybe even 4-0-1 in their last 5. They're scoring a lot of goals right now. You know, I think stylistically they feel similar when you watch video. They're a hard team to play against. They were a hard team to play against when they were in, you know, having a little bit of a losing streak. Like, you know, his teams, they're always going to be physical. They're going to be demanding. They're going to be competitive as heck. They're going to defend hard. Those things are staples of Dineen's teams. I have a tremendous amount of respect for the way he coaches and how he gets his teams to play. So they probably have a little more offensive swagger right now. You know, when you're struggling and you're not scoring the goals, you grip it a little bit tight. They seem to be getting to a 4, 5, and 6 quite often here in these last 5 games. So guys start to feel good, and there's a little juice that flows with that.